far is cover 3 versus the quick passing game. All right, we can tie in the hitch, the speed turnout, the quick slant, and then we'll even get into high shoulder where I come to the intended pass receiver, yes? Now, if you take a look at this, it's almost like a flying V, but it's wide. And the reason we do that is this. I'm coach. If I came up and I stood, see, the reason you want it wider is to make it look more realistic. If you stood where the quarterback would be in relation to where the receiver ends up on a hitch, that's how we want it. All right, now obviously the closer you come in, the tighter you make it. Now if you take a look at this, as I point my front shoulder at that front cone, that line goes straight back. If I threw this football, it'd go straight all over all those cones. Okay, it'd go over straight over all those cones. So it's in a straight line. That's how I line up my cones. Yes, my front shoulder's pointed at that first cone. I throw this football, it goes right over all those cones. All right? What's going to happen is this. What you want, we can put all our kids through it. The corners, the free safeties, and the strong safeties. All right? Because first off, we've already taught them how to slide back, yes? We've already taught them how to pro plant straight. Now we can get into pro planting versus the quick slant, versus the hitch, versus the speed turnout. All right? What happens is this. We're going to all start as the corner on the left. All right? You put your best corner on this front cone. You put your second best corner on this next cone. All the way up. Your third best is here. Yes, your fourth best until your dead last guy's all the way in the back. Now, you need one extra cone. All right, for the guy in the back. There's one more cone behind him. There's nobody standing on that cone. All right, so for example, if I was the corner on the right, and I'm here, I'm dead last, I'm the worst we got. Yes, that's my final cone. All right, now, the big thing. Your corners start about 2 yards off your cone. So if I'm the corner on the left, I start what? 2 yards off my cone, just on its outside edge. What these cones are representing is this. The guy ran the quick hitch. All right, he pushed it to about 5. I know what? I line up at 7. I'm 2 yards off my cone. If I line up at 8, they should be 3 yards off their cone. At 9, back them up 4 yards. Yes? Now what's going to happen is this. We're all breaking on the quick hitch first. All right, no quarterback. What's going to happen is this. Robbie's up. Now obviously we got everybody going. And they're all staggered back, yes? Because they're all seeing the same thing that I'll be breaking the same way. All right? Start with the outside foot back. What's going to happen is this. Set, he's in his corner stance. His eyes are on the quarterback. They're on that football. Coach doesn't even have to be standing there, but that's where the football is. All right, every time I say hit, takes a slide back, yes? Hit, hit. I stay on the quarterback, on the football, until I say what? Break! All right, now I got to what? Pro plant. Boom, jack my knees down. Snap my eyes back to my cone. That is the hitch. All right, you get the quick passing game. You get low shoulder, palm off. I'm jumping it. When I jump it, you got to what? Snap your eyes back to the guy he's thrown to. If he ever took off like a two-hand chuck and pin him. All right, snap my eyes to the hitch. Here I come. I know what? If I'm breaking on the hitch, I run right down the middle of his back, right down the shoulder blades. So I pro plant, here I come, full speed on my break, run right over the middle of the cone, and do not kick it. As hard as I can go. As hard as I can go. We're all going. Take a look at me. Set. Hit. Hit. Break. Jack it down. Come right over the middle of the cone, because why? I go right down the middle of his back. Yes, I go right down the middle of his back. All right, you ready? Here we go. So I'm coach. You know what? That's the quarterback where the football is. You start off 2 yards off your cone. Your left foot's up. Your outside foot's up. You're the corner on the left. Here we go. Set. Eyes on the quarterback. Here we go. Set. Hit. 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 Break. Good. Come right down the middle of the cone. Yes, come right down the middle of the cone. All right, here we go. Then obviously we'd go a couple times, yes? Now, you're going half speed in the slide back, half speed in the slide back. On your third slide back step, you're coming full speed. All right, so take a look at me. On go. Set. Go. Boom. Now I jack it down. I'm coming full speed. Yes, keep the active hands in the brake. And what we also talked about, too, when we're in the slide back, remember how I was talking about the pedal here? In the slide back, I can what? Bring my hands down. I plant. Now I come. Now I transition to keep the active hand. Yes, you're half speed in the slide back. Give me 3 slide back steps. On your 3rd slide back, you're braking on your own. Full speed, snap your eyes, back to the cone. Run right down the middle of it. They just threw the hitch. Yes, here we go. Set, go. Good, good. Now I'll tell you what, it's not going to make a difference. We're just going to put you here. All right, the feels a little bit better. All right, he's still the corner on the left. So we're getting that done a couple times. You're working the pro plant. Yes, you're working on what? Getting their belly button at the target. All right, and we're working on what? You snap your eyes back to the receiver. You go right down the middle of his back versus hitch. All right, so we're getting it all taught. Here we go, full speed on go. Yes, on the second slide back step, you're coming full speed. All right, full speed, bring it. Snap your eyes down the middle of the cone. So this is like what? He's our second best. Maybe he's our boundary corner. All right, here we go. Set, go. Good. Run right down the middle of his back, yes? All right, here we go. So that is versus the hitch. Now, what's going to happen is this. You're full speed on go till you hear what? Break! And you're gone. All right, could be the first step, the second step, or the third step. Yes, give me that great pro plant, active hand. Snap your eyes back to the cone, come right down the middle of his back. Here we go. Set, go, break. Good, right down the middle. Yes, we're going right down the middle of his back. All right, and we keep going. Yes, make it the first one, the third one, the second one. All right, so we understand the hitch, yes? We're all going. Everybody's going. All right, everybody's going. Now I'm going to come back. I'm coach. I already took a 3-step drop. I've got my shoulders what? Going right down the middle of the cone. I just threw the hitch. And what's nice is your kids using the cones, they start to understand where their shoulders are going to be. All right, because you're starting to give them focal points now. Because they start to understand that what? The hitch is going to be just in front of them. All right, when we get to the speed turnout later, it'll be what? Way outside of them. When we get to the quick slant, it'll be way inside of them. All right, but this gets your kids from saying, well, I couldn't tell if it was hitch or speed turnout. All right, because we never showed this to them. All we started doing it was what? On air. All right, and that kind of starts to screw them up. All right, now, you're going to slide back full speed, yes? So you get what? Low shoulder, palm off. Pro plant, bring it. Here we go. Set, go. Good. Okay, so now we're starting to what? You start to play the shoulders now. Yes, you're playing the shoulders. So we understand the quick hitch, yes? Now we get to the speed turnout. We get to the speed turnout. We're going to start again, yes? Start 2 yards off my cone. Every time I say hit, taking the slide back step, yes? Hit, hit, till you hear what? Break. Yes, now I got to what? I got to flip my hips now, huh? Get my belly button at the target because he just ran speed turnout. All right, I flip my hips, I pro plant, I am coming to the next cone up. That's why you need that extra cone. All right, snap my eyes, here I come. Run across the top, the outside of the cone. Why? I break for his top shoulder. If he ran speed turnout, I am coming here. Yes, as your free safety arcs underneath. You're getting to his top shoulder. All right, take a look at me. Set, hit, 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 break. Come right across the top of the cone. Yes, snap your eyes back to the wide out. All right, we understand that. Keep your eyes on the football. He is the quarterback. Here we go. Set. Hit. Hit. Break. Good. Now, hey, flip your hips, jack your knees down. I probably should have called it faster. But even if you're still here, yes, don't just try to pivot. Get off the ground about what? 1/4 inch. Flip your hips, jack your knees down, and go. Keep your chest on your quads, yes? Keep that forward tilt. Here we go. Set. Hit. 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 Break. Good. Run across the top of the cone. Good. Good active hands. Yes, good active hands out of your break. All right, here we go. Just let me know if you need a breather, and I'll do it. All right? Half speed on go. On your 3rd slide back step, give me that pro plant, flip your hips, get your belly button to target, run across his top shoulder. Snap your eyes to the wide out. Here we go. Set. Go. Good. Run across the top of the cone. Don't run right down the middle. Run across the top. Yes? Be distinct. Outside, because you're going for what? His top shoulder, huh? All right, you're going for his top shoulder. Here we go. Full speed on go, yes? Second slide back step, bring it. Here we go, set, go. Good. Now get your hips around. Get on top. Yes, get on top. And it works what? Getting your kids with getting their belly button at the target. All right, get your belly button at the target. All right, here we go. One more time. Get across the top. Get across the top. Full speed on go on the second slide back step. Here we go. Set, go. There you go. Good. Get across the top. Good. All right, you can just walk on back. Now, we're going to go full speed on go. We would in practice. I'm going to have you just go easy. All right, so we don't kill you. All right, so just go about half speed. All right, until you hear what? Break. Now I bring it. All right, now I bring it. Snap your eyes back to the target. Get your belly button at the target. Get your hips flipped around. Give me that great pro plant. Keep the active hands. Get across the top of the cone. Get to his top shoulder. Here we go. Set. Go. Break. Good. Good. All right, so we understand the speed turnout, yes? Here we go. We're playing his shoulders on air now. We're playing his shoulders on air. When we were throwing the hitch, we were straight down the middle of the cones, yes? We're throwing the speed turnout. He's way outside now. All right, he's way outside. On go, in practice, it would be full speed. Or we could start him easy, half speed, full speed. Right now, we'll just go half speed, yes? Till I get what? Low shoulder palm off, way outside of me. Give me that great pro plant, flip your hips, get your belly button at the target, run across the top shoulder. Here we go. Set. Go. Good. Get across the top. So we're starting to teach them what? Focal points. Yes, focal points. Get to where you got to get to. Speed turn out, get to his top shoulder. And obviously we keep doing this, yes? Now, this is what's going to happen. Two-way go. All right, you're either going to get what? Hitch, which is coming straight down the middle of those cones, or what? Shoulders outside a mile, speed turn out. If you get hitch, break straight, run right down the middle. Speed turn out, get to your next cone. Okay? You okay? All right. I'm going to start with my shoulders at the hitch. Then I'm either going to turn them or keep them. Here we go. Set. Go. Good. Break straight. Good. Come right down the middle, yes? Come right down the middle. All right, now, we're going to go speed turnout for the sake of the tape. All right, just because we're making a training tape in practice, obviously, I'm not telling you, we're going a few times. Here we go. Set. Go. Good. Run across the top shoulder, yes? Run across the top shoulder. So we understand what? We understand hitch. We understand speed turnout. They understand they got to get their belly button at the target, get to their focal points, whether it's right down the middle of his back versus hitch, or top shoulder versus speed turnout. And the good thing is what? They're really starting to see the shoulders now. Because the cones are lined up what? In relation to where the quarterback's going to be. It makes it look real. All right? It makes them look real. If I'm here, it comes what? Just in front of you. Almost in a straight line, but just in front of you. Speed turnout, it's what? Outside a mile. Yes, it's outside a mile. Now, to get to the slant. Coming from the slant, what's got to happen is this. First guy starts here, yes? Off a couple of yards, I'm here. I'm still the left corner. We've got to come to the other side now. All right, we come to the other side. So coach would just what? Move out a little bit. Because I slide back. Yes, break. Now I snap my eyes. I'm coming for what? The next cone up. All right, the next cone up, come across his top shoulder again. He runs the slant. Corner comes across the top. Free safety's coming for his inside pec. All right, so we're getting what? This. All right, we don't want both our heads behind. He could split it. All right, so this is what's going to happen. We'll just have Robbie start up here. Hit. Hit. And anytime I said break, yes? Flip your hips, jack your knees down. Give me that great pro plant. Yes, keep the active hand, snap your belly button to target. Come across his top shoulder. Come across the top. All right, but remember, we've got to flip them to the other side because you can see the problem. Guys that start what? Coming over here. Well, maybe not. They'd be breaking, I think they'd be breaking downhill too much, right? Because you need to give them that good angle. Yes, give them that good angle. Through the corner on the left, you flip sides. Here we go. Set. Hit. Hit. Break. Now jack it down more, huh? Yeah. Come off the ground about a 1/4 inch in your pro plant. Because you got to flip your hips, huh? If I was just stayed here and I just planted from here, I'm coming too straight. You got to come more downhill on a 45. Come off the ground about what? 1/4 inch. Jack your knees down. Flip your hips. Here we go. Set. Again. Set. Hit. 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 Break. Good. There you go. Good. Now come across the top. Make it distinct. Yes? Come across the top. They'll come right down the middle. Good. Here we go. We'll go easy. Yes, we'll go about 1/4 speed. Get to your 3rd slide back step, then break on your own. About a 1/4 speed. Just go easy, trying to save you a little bit. Here we go. Set. Go. Good, active hands. Good. Way to come across the top. Get your eyes back to the receiver. And what's nice is like any inside route, post or slant, yes, by driving to the top shoulder and get your eyes on him, you're in the line of what? The quarterback throwing the football, so you can see both. All right? Here we go. Now, we would go full speed. We'll go half speed. All right? Give me 2 slide back steps. Break. Yes, for your top shoulder on the quick slant. Here we go. Set. Go. Good, active hands. Good. Come across the top shoulder. Yes, come across the top. We'll go half speed. Your kids will be going full speed. All right? We'll just go easy. Yes, till you hear what? Break. And that's full speed. Yes, it's full speed. Get your belly button at the target. Jack your knees down the pro plant. Keep your shoulders over, huh? Give me those active hands. Get across the top shoulder on the quick slant. Here we go. Set. Go. Break. Get across the top. Good. Good. So it gives them what? Focal points, huh? All right, focal points. And obviously we keep going. Now, we've got a 3-way go. We've got a 3-way go. All right, so I've got to widen out a little bit. When I start on my cone, I'm still the left corner. All right, you're either going to what? Hitch, speed turnout, quick slant. Now I'll tell you what, go ahead, come back over. Timmy, if you could turn it off real quick. You'd come here. Right.
I can do it on this timing.
You're not going to slip?
What?
All right, I slide back. For the first guy, if you get shoulder inside a mile, break to this cone. All right, over here. Slide back. Yes, I get shoulders inside, I'm breaking for this cone. I get hitch, I'm breaking straight. Speed turnout, I what? Break for the next cone up. All the way down the line. Now your first guy's breaking for that cone on slant. Everybody else is what? Breaking for the next cone down. So here we go. 3-way go. Yes, you're either getting speed turnout, quick hitch, or you're getting your shoulders inside a mile. You get hitch, shoulders come straight down the line. Speed turnout, they're outside a mile. Quick slant, they're coming inside. Break for your next cone, down. All right, here we go. Set. Go. Good, break straight, good. Now come right across the middle. Yes, come right across the middle. All right, so that was hitch. 3-way go. Here we go. Set. Go. Quick slant. Yes, come across the top shoulder. All right, so now they're what? Getting focal points. They're starting to see the shoulders now, too. All right, for the last one, we'll give you what? Speed turnout. Go to the next cone up. Yes? Here we go. Set. Go. Good. Now get across the top. Yes, don't undercut it. Come across the top. Because as a corner, I know what? I'd snap my eyes back to the receiver. So if I was here, I got speed turnout. I'd stop for his shoulder, start for his top shoulder. Snap my eyes for his top shoulder. Here I come for his top shoulder. If at the last second he hasn't turned up on out and up, right? I duck under it late and pick it if the ball hasn't showed up yet. All right? You would undercut those late. All right? Late. So we've got hitch, speed turnout, quick slant. Yes, quick slant. Now let's start to incorporate what? High shoulder. All right, high shoulder. You go ahead and start your kids back to where they are, yes, on their cone. He's in a slide back. I know what? All right. As a corner, I drop back, I get high shoulder. Yes, I get high shoulder. 1, 2, or 3 step drop, high shoulder. Be in the corner on the left, if he was a right-handed quarterback, it'd be 1 step or 3 step. All right. Starting to slide back. As soon as I get what? Quarterback high shoulder. Chop, chop, getting your crossovers right now. Yes, you become the intended pass receiver. You become the intended pass receiver. All right, so I play the football. So obviously if I had what? High shoulder outside of me, I start to what? Fade just outside. All right, if I had high shoulder inside of me, I'd start to come what? Just inside. All right, if it was straight back, I'm straight back. All right, you got to do what you got to do to adjust your body to play the football. You turn your ass to the boundary. Yes, you always open up to the quarterback in zone. So what's going to happen is this. You're going to start the slide back. Yes, we'll just go easy. We'll go about quarter speed. So I get what? High shoulder. All right, high shoulder. Getting your crossovers right now. First, it'll be straight back. All right, then you're going to get high shoulder outside of you. And high shoulder just inside of you. All right, here we go. Set. Go. Good, getting your crossovers. Yes, getting your crossovers. Good. You become the intended pass receiver versus the quick passing game, high shoulder. All right, high shoulder. Now it's going to come what? Just outside of you. Start to what? Melt just outside of you in your crossovers. Here we go. Set. Go. Good. Good. And then we do the same thing to the inside. Yes, high shoulder just inside you. Start to work inside. All right, start to work inside. So now you got what? 4-way go. Playing the shoulders. You hitch, speed turn out, quick slant, high shoulder. All right, here we go. Set. Go. Good. You got shoulders outside of a mile. Yes, it's speed turn out. Pro plant, jack your eyes, get your eyes. Snap your eyes back to your target. Get your belly button at the target. Come across the top shoulder. That's good. Here we go. 4-way go. Set. Go. Good. Now I get in my crossovers. His shoulders are straight back. I work straight back. Good. Become the intended pass receiver. All right, here we go. One more. Here we go. Set. Go. Good. You get the slant. Good. Break for your next cone up. Yes? Break for your next cone up. All right, then obviously we do the same thing to the right. Yes? Our corners are here. They're on the right. Slide back. Pro plant. Break straight for the hitch. All right. Slide back. Pro plant. Come across the top shoulder for speed turn out. All right. Slide back. Pro plant. Break downhill. Next cone up. On the slant, come across the top shoulder. All right, come across the top shoulder. You get high shoulder, I'm in the crossovers. So it's the same progressions now, we're just working at what? On the other side. And the good thing is your kids need to know how to play both based on field and boundary. Or if you're ever just going to match up your kid on their best receiver. Yes, because then we can get more guys going at once. All right, we use stand-up back. So your corner comes off, he's off at 7. He's already up at 5, so our quarterback's back at 7. All right, nothing would change now. I would slide back. I got low shoulder, palm off to the outside. I'd pro plant, and here I came. If this was the stand-up dummy, I'd want to what? Get my head across to the outside. I'd hit up, double time my knees. All right, that's the first thing we're doing. Now what happens is this. We've got 3 guys going at a time over here. So I've got my corner, which is Robbie. So Robbie's number 1. He's our number 1 guy. All right, so he's here. Maybe what happens is you got your other number 1s over there. So you got corners, free safeties, corners. If you guys run a 50, you got a strong safety too. From here, I'm staggered just offset. Our third guy staggered just offset. All right, so you got 3 groups going here, 3 groups there, 3 free safeties. All right, and strong shake. So we would all slide back. Yes, so Robbie starts to slide back. We got low shoulder, palm off to the outside. He pro plants. Go. I pro plant, here I come. He's going to hit up. Double time his knees, here I come. I'm going to hit up on air. And so's the third guy. All right? And we want our first guys, what, hitting up on the shield or on the stand-up. You remember, you guys are stand-up bags. Yes? So we're all hitting up. The first guys are hitting up on the stand-up bags with his head to the outside. We're hitting up on air. All right? Now, if we got hitch, he would slide back. We'd pro plant. He'd go. He'd come right down the middle. He'd hit up. But that's a stand-up bag. He'd hit up the stand-up bag right down the middle. Double time his knees. Here I came on air. I'd hit up, double time my knees. Yes? If we got slant, he'd slide back. Go. Pro plants, goes across the top shoulder, hits up. Here I come. Hit up on air, double time my knees. All right, double time my knees. And that's all on air versus we've got shields, but or stand-up bags, but we're not throwing the football yet. We're just what? Giving them low shoulder, palm off. And the way we'll do it is, so I'm the quarterback. All right? I've still got all three stand-up bags, but first how we teach is what? You're getting hitch. And you're on time. When you're on time versus the hitch, you run right through them, yes? Run right down the middle of his back, you treat it like profile. All right? So Robbie's up. And we've got the other two kids, yes. All right, go ahead and turn off the tape real quick. We'll just insert the stand-up bag at each position. It'll take like 5 minutes. Inserted this one stand-up bag because that's what we brought with us. All right, you guys got to remember, these are all stand-up bags. All right, so first things first, we teach them what? We know we're breaking on the slant versus air. All right, on the hitch, excuse me. I get low shoulder, palm off to the hitch, break straight, snap my eyes to the target. If I'm on time, run right through them. Treat it like profile. Hit up, double time your knees. All right, here we go. We'll just go easy, about half speed. Set. Go. Good, I'm back. Yes, we'd run it for 10 yards. We'd run for 10 yards. Yes, everything, nothing changes. Keep your hips into it, squeeze your elbows, get your knees high and wide. All right. Now, the big thing, I'm late breaking on the hitch. All right, now this happens for either a hitch or a curl. Nothing changes. If I'm late, you got to shimmy into it. All right, and you'll know you're late. Yes, you'll know you're late. You got a bad break on the football. I slide back, here I come. I'm late, you got to shimmy into it. Yes, he catches it, turns outside, that's what? Shimmy break left. He catches it, ducks back inside, that's shimmy break right. If he ever caught, gave you a double move, that's shimmy double break, huh? All right, so what's going to happen is this. You're going to slide back, you're going to get low shoulder, palm off. Just as soon as you break, I'm going to yell what? Late! Shimmy into it, hit up, double time your knees. Here we go. Set. Go. Late. Good, I'm back. All right, you see that? Hey, you had a hell of a coach. What can I say? I'm just kidding. All right, now we go to the speed turnout. So Brett stands here as the hitch, like you were the dummy. Because I'll show you what we're doing with the free safety in a second, and the backside, yes? Now we're getting into the speed turnout. He's going to slide back, gets low shoulder, palm off, a mile outside of him. Pro plant, snap your eyes to your belly button at the target, snap your eyes to the wide out. Come by, come across, hit up with your head to his outside. He hasn't turned up yet, so it's what? Profile. Yes, it's profile. Hit up with your head to his top shoulder, hit up, double time your knees. All right, you're breaking on the speed turnout now, yes?
Make sure your head is left and yes.
Here we go. Set. Go. Good, I'm back. Okay, and the other guys are doing it on air, because who needs the work is these guys. Yeah. Then obviously, I mean, if you have a bunch of kids, you can just keep rotating them. But make sure your kids, your better kids, are getting the majority of the first reps. I'm going to give you low shoulder, palm off to the outside. Just as soon as you break, it's what? Late! Here I come. I think I got profile. All of a sudden, he turns up, his pads are at me. Shimmy up with your head staying what? To his outside pec to the left. Hit up, double time your knees. All right? Here we go. Set. Good, I'm back. Okay, so you're either on time or you're late. Yes, you're either on time or you're late. Then from there, we're giving him a two-way go. Yes, he's either breaking hitch or he's breaking speed turnout. All right, if I get palm off, low shoulder to the hitch, he breaks straight. If I don't say anything, he treats it like what? Profile, run right through him. As soon as he breaks, if I'm yelling what? Late, you guys should be up to it. All your kids got to shimmy. All right, same thing with the speed turnout. So it's either hitch, speed turnout. It's either late or it's not late. Okay? All right. Now, Daniel, if I could use you real quick, buddy. If you stand over here like you just ran the speed turnout. Yes? Thanks for doing this, man. Get to learn a little bit about playing in secondary. All right, here we go. Now he's breaking on the slant, yes? Now basically all the time he's going to get what profile? Because whether the guy caught it here or he caught it and turned up, it's still going to be profile. Yes, so there's no late call on this. Right, so get your head, Robbie, across the top. You're going to pro plant, get your head just to the right, to the top shoulder, because the free's coming inside out, which we'll show you in a minute. All right, here we go. It's just profile, run right through them. Set, go. Good, I'm back. All right, then obviously from there, we give them a three-way go, because remember, these are all stand-up dummies. So we got hitch, speed turnout, quick slant, yes? Then obviously from here, high shoulder, Robbie, yes?
High shoulder, Rob. Here we go, bud.
Yep. Here we go. Set. Go. Good. Okay, so we incorporate high shoulder. We got everything going. Okay, so these are all stand-up bags. Now, from there, what we'd do is we'd start to throw the football. All right? We'd start to throw the football. Now, I recommend when you do this, you kind of move in a little bit closer. Because you've done all this in the air, which is good. But I'd move in a little bit closer. All right? Now, what's going to happen is this. Or what you could even do is you could stand back here. You're giving him palm off. You've got another guy, backup DB, somebody doesn't play very much, stands in here, and he can just start throwing the football. Yes, once you get palm off. Because what happens is, if it hits the bag or goes flying over the bag, he caught it, tackle it. If I'm on time, let's say I broke for the hitch. Here I come, the ball hasn't made it there yet. Yes, step just in front of him, pick it. So you got a guy standing here close, just throwing footballs at him. All right, over here, you're giving him what? Palm off. Because, I mean, if you're going to hit the bag, or, you know, it's going to be tough for him. All right, so I'd have another kid sitting here just throwing it. All right, and you get high shoulder. Yes, on high shoulder, you can throw it or not throw it. All right, it's up to you. But obviously, we need to work high shoulder drills anyway, catching the deep ball. All right, so that's what would come next. All right, now obviously what happens is if they break and the kid throws the ball early, you were late, shimmy. All right? All right, now let's talk about the free safety. So we still got all these dummies over here. Yes, we've got our three kids at corner. We've got our three free safeties stacked in the middle. All right? Our free safety knows he gets low shoulder, palm off either way. He's always breaking on the slant. He arcs into everything else. All right? So I start to slide back. Yes, I get low shoulder, palm off to my left. Pro plant, break on the slant for his inside pec. All right? Break for his inside pec. All right? If obviously the ball was here, I'd hit up on air to his inside pec. But you threw what? Hitch or slant. You'll know based on where your corner's going. All right? Now I just what? Arc into everything else. If it was hitch, get your head across, hit up on air. Do the speed turnout, get your head across, hit up on air. All right? What's going to happen is your free safeties can come in a straight line. Now what's going to happen is because they start in a line, they're going to slide back. They're all going to be on a slight angle. So your first kid's got the real look. Your second kid's like what? He turned up already. And so your third kid's got real far up there. All right? So I'd slide back. Now I'd break on slant. All right? So let's just take a look at it, Robbie. You go ahead. Just keep the stand-up bag there. You're going to be this corner. Yes? So you start on the hitch, 2 yards off of him. because the hitch is going to break straight in front of you for the most part. All right? So our coach here, yes, you'd slide back, give him a low shoulder inside, palm off. He's going to break, hit up on the shield with his head to the top shoulder, to the right. As I come, hit up on air. Yes? So we're hitting up on air. All right? So you're working your free safeties. And obviously if you threw the hitch, he'd break straight on the hitch. I'd arc into it, hit up on air. Same thing with the speed turnout. All right? Now, all the corners on the right, you're working cutback. All right? Because that's the biggest thing you got to get. So many corners on the back side get quick passing game, they start to loaf back here. Yes, they start to loaf. We've got our corners and our frees. Our backside. Slide back, get low shoulder, palm off the other way. Whoo! Just break on a 45 and get your ass going. Because you're a cutback safety now, yes? Get going. All right, get going. All right, and if you wanted, you could insert what? Another dummy up here. All right, you get 5 and 5 from it. You get 5 and 5 from it. Now I close to his inside pec, shimmy up, hit up. All right, shimmy up, hit up. Let's take a look at it. Robbie, go ahead and stand there like you ran the slant. Because we already know what the play side corner and the free safety are doing against low shoulder palm off, yes? We go ahead and just insert him here. Like what? He started to cut back. All right, so let's take a look at it. Tim, you should be on me. I'm the corner on the right. Just go ahead and give him low shoulder palm off anywhere over there. Here we go. Set. Go. Yes, cut back safety. Shimmy up. Head to what? The right. Get your head to his inside pec. Yes? All right, so we're getting them all going at once. The backups are hitting up on air. You're working the shimmy, you're working the hit up, and you're working what? Get your ass going and close to the football, even if it's backside. Okay? So for this, we need what? 4 stand-up dummies, if we can get them. If all we got is what? Humans, then they're just going to have to hit up on air. Okay? And then obviously we can incorporate high shoulder. Corner, slide back, high shoulder, get your crossovers. Free safety, slide back, high shoulder, get your crossovers. Open up on a 45. And the big thing for the free safeties is what? Snap your eyes and hunt up the wide out. Right? Get there. Ball's tipped, I can pick it. Backside, you're still on cutback. High shoulder outside, slide back, whoo, I'm gone. Yes, I'm gone. Okay, so we understand that. We start on the cones, go to the bags. All right, we're working everybody at once. So now the free safeties understand what? They break slant, arcing everything else. Cut back, getting their ass going. All right, and I'd have a kid stand here throwing the football out. All right, good? All right, go ahead and turn it off. This is Iowa. That is low shoulder. That's like you threw the slant, isn't it? Think back to the cone drills and your DBs are talked through. If it was a corner or free, what they would be doing, right? Right.
Here's another cut up a low shoulder. That is low shoulder. Not tilted in loading it up. 3-step drop. You do the corner out here, right? The shoulder was outside of me. I'm breaking on the speed turn out. The shoulder was more or less straight at me. That's the hitch. Shoulder's inside. I'd be driving on the slant, just like the cone drill outside that Kyle just showed you.
Right.
But get them in, they're showing them end zone cut up so they see why they're doing what they're doing on the cones. Does this make any sense?
Absolutely.
That's why I'm putting it on here for you now on the back of that tape. Yeah, I jumped it pretty good. Just keep your eyes on the quarterback. That is low shoulder. If you took his left shoulder, it's level. 3-step drop. If I was a corner, those shoulders outside of me. Up here, look up here. That's speed turn out.
Right.
Shoulders more or less straight at me. That's hitch. Shoulders inside. They'd be top shoulder on the slant with the head in front. Michigan. Does low shoulder. Speed turn out, huh? Again, how your kids can see how the cone drill is going to work, just take a look at the angle on him here. If I was that corner and he turned to throw, those shoulders were outside of me. Palm out, that's speed turn out, right? Pro plant, drive through the outside edge of my outside cone. Your free safety, know he's going downhill for the slant, arcs into everything else off the 1, 2, or 3-step drop, isn't that right? Right there, based on the split of the wideouts, is a good example of the hitch or the slant. You see the angle? Based on how far it's been split, you either got a hitch or slant. You got slant. You got a pick too. There's your cone system coming into play exactly right there, boy. There's your cone drill exactly. Then you get to the near shoulder, ball's still not there, and now you look and you shoot your hands, right? Those are major college guys. Here's Kyle's kids at Poway High School. This is Robbie. This kid was just demonstrating for us, right? 3-step slide back. I get 1, 2, or 3-step drop. Slam on the brakes and bring it. If I'm on time through the shoulder blades. If I'm not, shimmy. If he's already started to break, you do what you got to do to get him on the ground. This might turn into an arc tackle. That's a shimmy break tackle to the left, isn't it? Just watch the left corner. That's excellent. Just watch the quarterback. 3-step drop. Look at it. Shoulders are turned over here. This DV's already started to settle. They go, shit, you're in the third. This guy's supposed to do that. And you got him swing up the boundary. The guy that tells you where he's going is this guy. Low shoulder inside, he throttles down. Here's what's going to happen a lot. Your D-line's in heaven. Now he can't throw it, he's got to pull it down. Here's an excellent job that I'd ask Kyle about. Can you work the top shoulder, right? You put those cones further back. All this corner nose, right? 3-step drop. Then get shoulders inside, low shoulder. I have to get to the top shoulder of the wideout. Nice, and he did. That is big time, coach. That is big time. He's got to get through the top shoulder on the slant because this is a team with a lot faster speed here, huh? See, they aren't a good passing team. Why they aren't? And the guy has a gun. And you go, and that guy can run. So how can you tell me they're not a good passing team? Because he drops and then he holds the ball. Good passing team short game, it's timing. They drop throw. Drop throw. They don't drop and hold it. But if they do hold it, he knows he's going to have to open up more to get the top shoulder because the receiver's further up the field. This is one of his backup guys here. That's a kid that also is an offensive back. Perfect. He's going to the top shoulder, right?
Right.
With the head to the outside. Free safety is going right through the inside pec. Just like he showed you outside. Here it is now happening exactly. Free safety, right through the inside pec. I'm going through the top shoulder. It's a hell of a catch. They win that one. They ain't gonna win that one. They won that one, they don't win this one. Check out their sidelines. This is big, effective coaching. Keep your eye on this guy after the play's over, okay? We're going to do a hell of a job here, right? Get a 1, 2, or 3-step drop on my slide back. Now I get the low shoulder. If it's inside, I'm driving to the top shoulder. I'm coming inside out. I'm thinking slant, and I'm going to the inside pec. You've already seen this, so keep your eyes on the coach. This is pretty funny. Keep your eyes on him now, okay? Hey man, you should have thrown the swing over here. He's wide open. No, he's not. Shoulders were inside. That's why he drove on it. The hell with that swing guy, right?
Right.
This guy doesn't know pass offense to save his ass. I don't know who he is. At least I like his long arm thing that has all his plays on it. But isn't that amusing? What happens is not the kids that screwed up in the game, it's the coaches started getting all upset and kind of irritable and edgy, and then all of a sudden your players start getting edgier and edgier. You got to be calm in the second. But this is a big time play. You can ask Tim, these are the same cuts I showed the major college guys. So they win that one. They ain't winning this one. Just watch the right corner, top shoulder, safety, inside pec. Stone them. Hold it to a short game. Quarterback, short drop. Nice. See, if your kid did not understand playing the intentions of the quarterback, he would stay in his third out here because he's getting the swing route, right? He's getting him heading deep. Shoulders inside. Palm off. Drive top shoulder. Now, isn't this making more sense now than it did
Yeah.
before?
Yeah, very good.
See, what a lot of guys do, you can ask him, a lot of guys, not just high school guys, college and pro guys, they'll come back to me every year, and a lot of times they have me go over exactly the same thing again. It's like the light bulb starts going on. It's like, oh yeah. Because that old adage I bring up is true, you cannot see it, do it, or hear it enough.
That's exactly right.
But isn't that a truism?
Yes, sir. That's
Okay.
exactly right.
Let's first just watch the quarterback, okay? Play action. Off of the quick drop. Watch Robbie here. He's number 5. He's playing the intentions of the shoulders of the quarterback. I'm in my slide back. Still on the ball. See him already driving to the top shoulder?
Right.
Free safety bit because he's such an aggressive kid. Right? That's still quarterback off the line. He took one step back. I'd have been a slide back, huh?
Right.
Had he been, he would have killed that guy. Right?
Yeah.
So that's the big thing, because your free should be aggressive. You get anything off the line, you slide back. Watch the quarterback. He takes a step back. See him bite. So the free undercut it. Not good. Good play by the corner. Now just stare at the quarterback. What kind of a drop is it? 3-step. Here it goes. Your G-line's in heaven here, boy. Stare at the right corner now. Watch him. He's in a slide back. He gets the shoulders at him. Watch him drive on the top shoulder of the slant. See him?
Yeah.
Now the quarterback sees he can't hit it. Pulls the ball down, you're sacked. That's sweet. That is so sweet. Just stare at the quarterback. It's 3-step drop. There it is. Speed turnout. Just like Kyle showed you, right? If you're a little late. Yes?
Yeah.
You're thinking shoulder blades, but you want your head to the outside going through the top shoulder. Is this Robbie again? Yeah. Now, he's not screwed up because this is later in the game. Kyle's got him playing off more in cover 3. He told him, don't even, see this is earlier. What they told him here, that, oh shit, sorry. But he told him here, he had to loosen up. They just got into a pedal. They didn't slide back. Well, he out-coached himself here. He got on his ass about this stuff. Is this even the play?
One more back.
He out-coached himself here. Kyle did. Don't change nothing, yes? You can loosen them up, but slide back. See what happens now? You can't drive on it in time because I was in a pedal already. This is going to happen to him again later in the game. If you take a look at him, he ain't going to slide back. He did slide back. So he's on the other side. Free, don't go on the top, inside peg. Let's just look at the quarterback. That's a 3-step. He owns him again, can't hit it. He has to pull it down, he's sacked. Now, watch the right corner. Playing the intentions. I only worry about my getting out flanked on the slide back, right? He's all over it. He's all over the slant. Just stare at the quarterback. That's a 3-step drop. Here's what Kyle brought up exactly. If you get the out and I'm on time, right? You drive downhill on the top shoulder, the outside shoulder, right? I get there, it's still not there, you can undercut it and pick it, yes?
Right.
And here it is exactly. You can't even see the cornerback here. Isn't that sweet? That's an offensive back. Run! They're always good. Again, to get short drop, you get the shoulders outside. Right? Pro plant, drop the outside shoulder. If you get there on time, the ball's not there. Now go ahead and look, undercut it. Kimberly cut these up nice, didn't he?
Danny is always.
Yep. Let's just take a look at the quarterback. That's a 3-step drop. Yeah, because you finally talked him into letting you zoom out a little bit. He made him zoom in before and couldn't even see the DBs a lot of times. 3-step drop. This is really good here. And you go, he's late. No, he's not late, and let me tell you why. It's the big secret right now. Don't I always say the big secret? It's the 20-80 rule, right? I give you 20% of everything, but I keep saving 80. You got to keep coming back. I'm teasing you. You see this guy? How many detached receivers? 2. Cover 3. If I've got 2 detached, even if I get short drop, yes? Yes?
Right.
I do not jump the hitch until I see the ball up, because you'll get the sucker out until the cows come home. Look at this up here. You're going to get hitch, corner. So he isn't late here. He's got 2 detached. I get the quick drop, right? I start to slide back, and I'm staying off until I see the ball thrown, and then I'm a side plant and bring it. So here he isn't late. I'm still coming down. I'm still thinking slant to arc on everything else. See him stay off? Now he's able to play the sucker route, and if they throw it up inside. What does that tell you? Something else is coming now. These ought to be off of 5 steps. No, these are all high shoulders out of 3 steps. He gets caught a little short here. You're back to Bob Cope, the late Bob Cope. Do what your eyes see, do what your eyes say. I get a 3-step drop, and I get high shoulder, yes? And then my crossovers. Now just turn and run, and I become who? The receiver. Watch him. He gets caught late in his crossovers. Just stare at the corner and go back and forth to the quarterback. So I'm going to slide back. Good. 1, 2. I already got a high shoulder right now. Can you see that shoulder tilted up a mile?
Yeah.
Get your eyes off it. See, he's got his eyes on the receiver. Get your eyes off this guy. Get your eyes on that guy. And run like hell. I'm getting high shoulder. Right at me or just inside of me, you'd cross over back straight and hauling ass. Isn't that right? But you see what happens? He's not hauling. This guy can flat move it. What is nice, if you're short, by playing the quarterback high shoulder and where it is in relation to where I am, your ass is always to the boundary. You always get the perfect pin. You always get the perfect pin. If I'm a little short, you always get the perfect pin. This guy made a hell of a catch here. And like all good coaches do, here comes Kyle Williams. He's telling that official that's incomplete. So he doesn't get him talked into it. So now he'll zip up and pat the kid on the head. Hey, that's a hell of a play. Don't worry about it. These are all cut-ups of high shoulder off the 3-step. That's a great job. Look at that. You become who? Caught it and is out of bounds. guy's a little tiny fart.
Nice, good.
Yeah, but he's out of bounds. But you see how if I'm just a little short by how I run, or I'm short to begin with, you see how you get to the natural pin by keeping your butt always the outside, and then you drift out. If the high shoulder's outside of me, I work outside. High shoulder's more or less straight at me, I'm straight back. High shoulder a little inside, you work inside a little. Free safety should open, drive, and melt, yes?
Right.
He did. Sam? Perfect. Free safety here is perfect. If that's Kyle's backup, number 22, you'll see him all over the place. Sometimes he's at corner, sometimes he's at free. Excellent open drive and melt. Get quarterback on and off the line on the slide back. I get high shoulder, I'm heading for the corner. Because it was high. If it's low, I'm thinking slant to arc and everything else. That is a highlight tape. This is now going to be off a 5-step, I think. Let's take a look at the quarterback here to start. Let's just count his steps. That was kind of an in-betweener. We'll call it 3 steps. Great play by this kid. He has his arms in a cast. Now, just focus your attention on the corner. He's in a slide back. He gets high shoulder, inside, or out. Here it was pretty much straight. He just ran straight, slightly outside. He couldn't pick it because he had a cast on his arm. But that is as good as you're ever going to see it right there, my man. That's excellent. Here comes high shoulder, he shot it late. That's outstanding, isn't it?
Yeah.
On the right corner, I get 3-step drop. I'm in my slide back. Suddenly I see that high shoulder tilt. I cross over and I run. It's outside of me, the shoulders, and I'm working outside, and there's Robbie on the pick. Now we're into 5-step drop. So I'm out of my slide back, and I'm either now into a pedal if you're fast enough. The kids aren't fast enough, they cross over right now. Okay? Take a look at the corner at the top. So slide back. Gets low shoulder, he pro plants, he's all over it. If you're on time, go right through his shoulder blades on the hitch. The same as 3-step. Okay? Same as 3-step. You gonna be able to stay awake here?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh, I'm just checking on it. Got the wrong foot up, he's screwed up. Nice pro plant, right through the shoulder blade. Stripped it. These are all 5 steps. Cover 3, the quarterback goes beyond 3 steps. How many detached here? 2. Same as the 3-step checker route, right? I get quarterback 5-step drop, low shoulder. I throttle, but I don't jump it until I see the ball up because you got him coming to the corner. Okay? You got to work second routes every day. Now, if there's just one detached, I get low shoulder, slide back, I'm starting to get my pedal crossovers, and I get low shoulder, if the palm comes off, I'm all over it. But I can't because there's how many here? 2. Just watch the corner. That's excellent. Camera work is really good. Nice. Right through the shoulder blades, the head gets to the outside. Here's skinny post at the top, 5-step drop, slide back, it goes beyond 3 steps. I'm either cross over the pedals, stand on his top shoulder, playing the ball, I squeeze, nice. Freeze going through his face, and he ducked out of there before it could happen. I don't blame him. You'll really like this the next time you go watch a major college and NFL game, especially in the NFL, because they got the same problem. It's the speed factor. Right. You would love this. Isn't the ball on the boundary?
Yeah.
I don't care how fast you are, and I don't care how slow he is. If I'm ever into the boundary, cover 3, I'm going to slide back, and I'm always in the crossover. He's out of room outside. The only play he can run is the up. And I have him pinned because I'm playing high shoulder. We always cross over if I'm into the boundary. Always. Because 9 times out of 10 he's going to run some route inside. He's out of room outside. Isn't it sweet? Now that you know the big secret, stare at this kid. See there? Then I own him on the skinny post. That's really nice, boy. Mount Carmel Poway, but this is Army Navy here, baby. That's a nice catch. They won that one. Here's what we talked about before. I don't only have to work changing speeds in their pedals. You got to change speed in the crossovers. He's already thrown it. See him already throttled now? He's going to side plant and come up. What happened? He just missed the tackle here. I think he was thinking about the pick. That is big time, my man. See, the guy that's going to tell you everything is the quarterback.
Right. Exactly right.
Watch Robbie. Slide back, crossover, high shoulder inside. I'm heading inside. Top shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
Kick. I'm going to tell you, you won't see that better at any level. And why I keep bringing this up is when you show this to your kids, it ain't like it just sounds good for older guys. Chuck Knox, coach a guy age 8 and 28 the same, right? They all got the same bodies. This is big time. What happened to the free, I have no idea. He's caught a mile short. He had the center field turn. Must have eyed him off.
Yeah, he didn't bite at all on that underneath thing. That was very good. The corner was there.
Yep, thank God for that. Here comes Kyle. Give me the chest. Because that's him. I think that being positive steps is big, yes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Give him the chest. Because that's Kyle. It's going to mean every bit as much to you to come up, tap him on the head and go, God bless you. It will, because they like you for how you are, right? You're not Kyle and Kyle's not you.
Back out there before class.
You got to be just a little bit excited here. The concept that we never cover air. You'll never cover air if you're playing the intentions of the quarterback.
Right. Very good.
Watch who makes this pick on the deep throw. On the other hash, it's him. That's why cover 3 is 8. It starts out 3 deep, and then we're getting to where in the hell the ball's going. And you're right back to the late Bob Cope in his first meeting. To run, I want you to come up. If it's a pass, I want you to back up. When he throws, cover the guy they're throwing to. Don't cover any of the decoys. Isn't that playing the high and low shoulder? Isn't it?
Yeah.
The only way you would cover a decoy or the deep ball up is if you were looking at if you were looking at the receiver. If you're looking at where you truly should look here, that's why this guy's able to make, he's able to make the play. He starts to slide back. He may either pedal, or he may turn his button down and cross over. But he gets high shoulder way inside of him. Boy, he breaks like hell for the top shoulder. Clear across the field. He gets there before the free does. And that's a good thing. The free bit. You see the free bite? Yeah. Now, he didn't bite, and I don't want to go crazy on you here. But someday, you've got the ability to be able to do this. What happens, we still call it cover 3. But Kyle knew going in, right, that when they get drop back pass, either the tight end or the wing is going to drag deep across, right? So just like the waggle on the buck sweep, they have the free drop down, he jumps the guy on the drag. Both corners stay top shoulder on whoever comes to him, so you got everything covered. So that here, he isn't wrong. This is a game plan thing. Perfect. He jumps the undercrosser, the corner's on the top, and there's number 5 all the way on the other hash. Five-step drop. They're trying to throw the sucker route.
Yeah.
He goes beyond 5 steps. I don't jump it until I see the ball up, plus I'm playing the quarterback's high or low shoulder. Watch Robbie here again. He made more plays than I thought he did. Okay, turn off the tip. Well, not, these are others. Oh, receiver's looking for a place to fall here, baby. 5-step drop, yes. Free safety stays in the middle as long as that non-throwing shoulder is straight ahead, his left shoulder, right? As soon as he turns the shoulders either way, palm off, you're driving downhill and you hunt him up, and he did. This kid can play, I'm telling you. He hunts him up, right? Run right through his inside pec, right through his face. You come inside, you're going to pay the price. Look at this. You can't ask for more than this. You get the safety coming right through his face. You get the corner driving on the top shoulder. You'll see him appear. Now, since we've been bragging on so much, it's time to get on his ass. Robbie's on the other side now. You keep your eyes on him. See if you and I are on the same page. Tell me if what he did is correct or not correct, okay? Remember, who tells us everything?
Quarterback.
Thank you. See, I'm helping you because I love you. Because I'd like you to pass this test, since you have no idea where these tapes ever end up. You know what I'm saying? DJ Jet from Costa Mesa, California. Very good. Tell me what he does or doesn't do here that he should have done or didn't do. You're going to get a high shoulder a mile inside of him, huh? Get your skinny ass driving that way. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw you point. I knew you had it. They can't help themselves. You're going to get the out. Nope, getting out. Now, this is where you got to be careful. If you get sprint cup or sprint out, yes? You're the corner, right? I get sprint cup, look up here on the dock. I get sprint cup or sprint out. Melt. Just keep your ass that way and work outside and deep, because all you're going to get is up or comeback. He doesn't melt. Now watch him flip his hips the wrong way. He had a real problem with this all year, okay? He gets sprint cup. He didn't melt. Okay? This is big time. Double, reverse, pass. Look who picks it. Right down the middle of the field. The left corner, thank you very much. Because he don't care it's reverse, he's playing high shoulder, right? It's a good thing, because their free safety really, really bit. It doesn't get any better than that. It does not get any better than that. You have your kids sold on playing the intentions of the quarterback, huh? That's high shoulder, way inside of me. Get your skinny ass moving. That is really, he's pissed because he didn't pick it. He did it again. He's lucky here. He went right through the shoulder blade. What should he have done against sprint cup or sprint out? Melt, yes?
Melt, yes.
Outside. Now he's lucky because they threw the inside route. Excellent job by the free safety. Watch him open drive melt to the side of the sprint out. The free. Watch him just open that way so you end up in the outside third, okay? This guy should be coming back inside over here. He is. See there? Don't be covering air. It's really good, boy. Very good. Shotgun. He slipped and fell. It's a shame because he had this thing. If you watch right corner, is going to slip. But the free safety comes right through the guy's face, yes? Knocked his own guy out. Turn off the tape.